Hello, my name is Mikko and I represent Northern Royal Guard Battalion HQ consisting of 3 persons, and I will be giving this briefing. We don't have an official battalion commander as the availability of our 3 persons varied during the event. Our battalion consisted of the following in alphabetical order: Cobra, our CIMIC team; Ibex, our infantry platoon; Kyrö, a motorized company; Mamba, a motorized company; and Raven, our recon platoon. We estimated the enemy to have around 3 companies, 1 infantry, 2 motorized, and a full-strength recon platoon, in effect giving enemy almost 100 players more than us. In the planning stages, we expected that given the large AO, you can see here, and the enemy having numerical superiority, we have to be mobile, do a lot of legwork, and to be very resilient to withstand the environment, the initial pressure from the enemy, and then after resisting that, we could overcome the enemy. Our missions were that on Wednesday, when the game started, we got orders from Brigade HQ to obtain objective Matterhorn, the solar power plant here, build it up with solar panels, and also to start to protect our area from expected coalition of Nordberg attack. This operation was called Black Sun. We crossed the line of departure at 1840 as Brigade gave us the order to get into positions to respond to clear and present danger the coalition presented. Black Sun operation started well as our Mamba and Kyrö companies plus Ibex platoon of the infantry were able to capture the Matterhorn, and the biggest hindrance was that the enemy was able to send forces to this road we call MSR Blue, and we could not find the solar panels in time, so we hid what we found in the area and decided to continue the next day. At the same time, our CIMIC asset Cobra began building up the relationship with civilians and corporations working in the Halli area, the area here, J-Ville mining town. On Thursday in the morning, we got orders to commence Operation Waterway to capture objective Makalu here, the antenna mast, and some other points of interest too, if I recall it right. We had a FCL fire control line limiting around here our fires that we could project to this area of the game. So we didn't have full control in the beginning, and we couldn't use our forces to the full, but also it gave us good starting point to start the planning. To get the mast working, we would also need a HVT, a mechanic, but the HVT was in enemy hands, so we launched an operation in this area to capture the HVT, but sadly we missed the mark and the HVT got to the mast with the enemy, but the enemy was so attrited from our actions in the area that they only had 1 squad to defend the mast, so we could easily with our infantry and with Kyrö and Mamba companies take it back and call Operation Waterway a total success. This operation was in the Thursday morning. We crossed the line of departure at 0900. After that, in the evening of the Thursday, we decided it would be time to complete the solar panel mission again. This time the operation was called Beam Rider, and the plan was to send both of our mechanized companies along here to get past the objective Matterhorn to delay and cut off the enemy from the area. Well, it went well until it came to around this area, junction in the MSR Blue and Orange, where there were very thick bushes. We called the bushes, Pennalismipusikko or bullying bushes, and it was really dense. So it was difficult to hunt the enemies there, and also a new respawn point Golf and point Delta appeared on the map that the enemy used, and we didn't have enough forces to cut these respawns off, so enemy was flooding our rear area all the time. But we were successful in the Operation Beam Rider in that the enemy was either not able to complete the solar power plant, so in effect we got a mission kill of the enemy, and we were able to retain our chances of success for later. Around Thursday, our CIMIC assets also found a lot of in-game objects like Northern Iron Rule officer bag, a notebook, and other valuable assets that helped us in that part of the game. Also, there was a CIMIC operation to assist hostages and or to find the truth about the hostage situation. On Friday, as they say, the third time's the charm, so we decided that this is the time we complete the objective Matterhorn, and Operation Citadel was launched. The idea was to get to this southern area. After reconning, we decided that the southern area is the easiest area to cut off the enemy from the objective, so we left really early. Main elements crossed the line of departure at 0700, and we put the blocks on the MSR orange, purple, red, and we're ready to delay all the way to Matterhorn if needed. This operation was a success as we were able to block the enemy and build a power plant providing energy for our coming kingdom. And also after the operation we noticed that our block was still functional and a new mission to catch this missile launcher was launched. In a way, we noticed that the block was so successful that we just continued from there. Mamba company was in need of an R&R, so Mamba company was withdrawn quickly to base to R&R, and Kyro company did R&R, rest and resupply in the area of operations. After the Mamba company had the R&R done, they were able to catch the missile launcher around from this area, MSR yellow, and where then we took it to objective Matterhorn, and mission was called success, as the end stage had met. At the same time, Kyro company delayed with Raven assets, the recon assets, enemy in the south, effectively blocking them from reaching the main AO. Some straggler forces with airlifts were detected around this area, but they were met with force and dealt with. At the same time, CIMIC assets already continued the game, and a lot of new in-game assets were found, like the box containing the truth about the mining operations. In effect, in this operation, our forces, like the main elements, Kyro company was in the field for 11 hours and was able to perform very well until the end. And after the mission was done, there was a separate mission to capture some missiles. We got one, and we got the launcher back to A6, but we couldn't take it to our base, and we didn't have enough people to guard it, so there was a little bit of problem. We had to leave it there, and then the enemy stole the launcher in the evening, got it back to their base, but wait, there's more. Then we stole it back, one squad stole it back, but wait, there's still more. The enemy stole it back again. So in total, the launcher spent all the night driving away, shifting hands before it was declared off game. On Saturday morning, today morning, our objectives were to retain objective Matterhorn and objective Meru here at point 4, a air search radar to connect these with a cable, and then when we would have the cable connecting the two, then we would have a heat map that would show us the activity around the whole AO and nearby areas at Halli. As this was a very important mission, we devised a plan that after some of these roads were declared off game, that we would send the Mamba company down south, trying to get to Delta 6 here at the crossroads of these roads to delay the enemy. That would give Kyro company time to set up the defenses around here. We were a little bit of luck in that operation as enemy main elements left so early that this plan couldn't have worked, and Mamba company would have had a meeting engagement somewhere around here, but the recon elements were there and probably mistook, because there was very little recon elements there, that was our main force, and enemy peeled off the contact to regroup probably after thinking that it was their main element, our main element, so we got the time to get it ready. And once we had it ready, there was no stopping the train, and we drove it to station. Objective Matterhorn and objective Meru were both obtained Meru after difficult and hard battles around this area. Difficult but not impossible. We were able to overcome the enemy in this area, connect the dots, and we got a heat map, and from the heat map we got the intel that enemy was massing and force around here, and with the heat map we were able to direct our forces to block that, and when end of operations was called, we can surely say that all our objectives were in safe hands, and we were successful in our last operation too. So at the end of this military part of the briefing, I would like to get back to having some words for all of the players and everyone. On the behalf of our faction and kingdom, we, the Kyrö HQ team, would like to thank our dear enemy, the coalition of Nordberg, for a good game, and especially the organizers of the event, Ehasa. Most sincere thanks to Energy Battalion. You really did give everything during this game, and it was a pleasure to lead you, to have these competent people with us. It was especially pleasing to see young players rise to the occasion and be very successful in the field. For example, Leo found the key for a box that held the truth about the mining operations, and Team Young won as a new rally point in a poker game, besides flinging BBs like seasoned veterans of our sport with the stamina and joy of young people only can have. And to conclude our thank you part of the briefing, Energy HQ has received the following statement from the royal family. To congratulate all Royal Guard soldiers for this week's successful operations, the Kingdom of Nordberg has decided the following. All officers of the battalion are hereby resent to House of Lords of Nordberg and are hereby to be addressed as Lords. All non-commissioned officers are hereby knighted to the Order of Kyrö Cross, Kyröristi Ritarikunta, by our country's native tongue, Ralli-Englanti. All enlisted personnel are hereby given a piece of land to call their own from this batch of beautiful liberated land. Show this liberated land some love, and it will love you back. Blood makes the grass grow, and you fertilize this land with the lifeblood of that vermin coalition. For king and country. Thank you all, and see you next year.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am the company commander Mäkelä, and we have come with Mad to the Halli area to perform a demanding task. The Wednesday evening started with a mission to take over a solar panels area, and the mission itself of taking over the solar panels area was not successful, but we were successfully beating the enemy and getting some valuable information of the enemy's current weaknesses and strengths. We infiltrated the area from several directions, as the enemy had already been warned of our incoming, and they have digged themselves into the ground, and the task was demanding, but we got our foothold on the area. That was our main objective of the evening. The Thursday morning began with a mission of escorting a VIP person from the west side of the map to the antenna on the east side of the map. It was a technician that we had to protect that would help us to build the antenna. The mission itself was successful. We were able to push our way through all the way to the antenna area, and we got the VIP person there safely. There were many hiccups on the way, many backs and forths, and there were some very good fighting on the way, but eventually we were able to pull it through and got our men got the well-valued rest for the afternoon. The next mission for the Thursday evening was capturing a missile launcher that was in the area. Our forces started to chase the missile launcher on the evening when it appeared on the map, and the first capturing of the missile launcher, we were late. The enemy of the NRG players got to it first, and we tried to send troops to intercept it. We were chasing the missile site for a very long time, and we were just almost able to capture it, but the enemy got to it first and pulled it next to their base for arming purposes, but they lacked the missiles. On Friday morning, we had first other plans, but it became an Operation Breakthrough. The enemy had completely surrounded our base and got a strong foothold in our defenses. But through the morning and all the way into the late afternoon, we were fighting our way through back to the field. And by the time we got back to the field, we successfully started to move to the solar plant area. We were successful on taking over the solar plant area, but we lacked only the devices that we needed to perform the mission there. On the other hand, we held on to the territory for the whole evening that we needed to. The last mission of the evening was to locate missiles that had come by airdrop to the area. At first, we rushed to the nearest drop zone. We found the missile and we retrieved it back to our base area and hid it into the nearby grounds. The second missile we missed. We sent troops to the area to search for it, but it had been gone already. But later that evening, we made a successful mission of stealing the previously mentioned missile launcher system from the enemy during the night, and we successfully stashed it near our base area. And in all that commotion, we noticed that the enemy had found the second missile before us, and they had already loaded it up into the missile system, so that in that point basically we owned both missiles and the missile launcher unit. Saturday morning mission started with us moving up on the field towards the solar plant area and to trying to take over it. The enemy had positioned multiple ambushes on the way, and they were delaying our movements heavily. We were able to reach the solar plant area, but we were not successful on capturing it. And by the time we were fighting our way up, we had information that the enemy was performing the main mission of the day. And during that time, we noticed that we still owned the missiles and the missile launcher, and we decided to launch an attack to prevent the enemy from completely finishing the final mission. And in this way, neither faction would completely finish the final mission. There were also many other side quests that we had performed. We had good relations with the White Cross. We did some missions with them. We had some very good intel on what had happened in the mining area of Jayville. We also were the first ones to be able to break through into the mines that was sealed before. Also, there was multiple attempts of capturing me, and it looked like I had a bounty on my head, as the yellows and the reds, they were both after me. But during the whole event, I was injured once in a bombardment, but other than that, I was healed back up and I continued fighting, and I was still uncaught. But all in all, the fighting itself was good. Many of the main missions we might not have successfully pulled through all the way, but I do have to say that the fighting that we saw and heard on the field, that was phenomenal. We really enjoyed it, and I hope that all the players enjoyed it too. And I would really want to thank all the players from all factions, from the enemy side and all our own soldiers especially, and all the civilian players. This was an amazing event, and I hope to see you all next year again, and we can pull this kind of events through again. and I wish to welcome everyone else to come and experience the same thing with us. Thank you.